Hi, and welcome to Bench Talk. My name is Jason Clark, and I'm joined by my fellow co-hosts Hassani Evelyn, Damian Reed, Akeem Nero, and Dwayne Collymore.
Be the
Uh,
best.
this
He's back.
this afternoon, we are joined by a very special guest, the Test captain, West Indies Test captain, Mr. Kraigg Brathwaite. I want to welcome Mr. Brathwaite to our show.
Yeah, good night. Well, good evening. Sorry.
Yeah. We have a slight time difference.
Welcome.
Welcome, Kraigg. How are you doing?
Yeah, good man. What about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good myself. Can't
Nice,
complain.
nice. That's
Yeah.
good to hear, man. Thanks
How,
for
how
having
is
me, man. I look forward to it.
Glad to hear that. We were really looking forward to the show.
No problem, man.
Yeah. How is the weather treating you over in England?
Um, not the greatest. The sun is out. The sun was out for the last two games, nice, but the breeze ain't saying the same, to be honest. But
Okay.
can't complain, man. Thankful, thankful for the opportunities and stuff, man.
Yeah, can imagine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Kraigg, I'm doing my research and I'm thinking, what question I'm gonna ask Kraigg, what question I'm gonna ask Kraigg. I usually go back to, how you first got into the game and all that. But for some reason when I thought of Kraigg Brathwaite and what question I would start with, for some reason I just thought of your dad, coming up.
Right.
Whenever you see Kraigg Brathwaite, you're guaranteed that you're gonna find your dad somewhere in the stars watching
Yeah.
and supporting you 100%.
I
So
keep it low too, Jess. Low key.
very low, very,
Very
very,
low
very, very, playing very low on the radar. That is
True.
extremely correct. Yeah. So I just want to ask, what role has your dad played in your success to this point?
I mean, I think he's really the key.
Mhm.
From I would say got into the game through watching him play and stuff,
Okay.
and that's how I would have got the love for the game, and then just from there is always the support he would have showed. I mean, at times will be annoying, sometimes shouting at you from outside of the field, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the support in terms of even from doing schoolwork, at school pushing me. I know I'll never forget when I was leaving the school. I think I can't remember though, probably when I was in first form. He told me that you're so not going to be a teenager anymore and stuff. And I mean, the time it felt like yesterday. To be
Mhm.
honest, when he told me that, and it was so true. And I
Mhm.
just the fact just having him there to support from that discipline to do your schoolwork, and you got the balance. Can't just go across the patch and play every day. From
Mhm.
that to obviously buying gear, and simple little things like that. He thought would have helped me even to this day. Me and him
Mhm.
still would we will always talk, about the game, and sometimes he could overdo it, to be honest, but
Yeah.
he means well. And I
Yeah.
think that support is key. I mean, even my aunts and uncles, they always come and watch me,
Mhm.
and it's needed. It's needed
Yeah.
because especially after leaving school, at school is a certain structure you'll have. So I think after leaving school, that support system is key. I think that's key, to be honest. So that was very, very beneficial, for me as a cricketer.
Got to hear that. Um, I know Nero. I'm pretty sure Nero and Collymore are gonna get into some stories, some cricketing stories that they would have had against you a little later on in the show. But
Right,
coming up, Kraigg Brathwaite, once you play in Commer, you're guaranteed, or any team that Kraigg Brathwaite is playing on for a matter of fact, you expect Kraigg Brathwaite to score some runs. You're gonna have at least a full day in the field, or so you can
yeah.
spend some time with the sun for sure. But I want to ask you, Kraigg, coming up, who was your most feared bowler in school cricket? I don't know. I don't know if Kraigg Brathwaite would fear anyone, but coming up, who would you who was your most feared bowler?
I mean, I won't say it's not a tough question. I probably won't
Mhm.
use the word fear,
Fear.
right?
Okay.
To be honest.
Mhm.
But obviously,
Try to
like, you
do the
got fast bowlers
most.
that bowling fast that you may not enjoy facing.
Yeah. Okay.
But just thinking back, I don't
Yeah.
know if it's because a few large boys here. But I remember I played against Dario Sargent in an intermediate game.
Mhm.
And that's after I watched him, he did well in like on the 15 finals and stuff.
Mhm.
So like I know he used to bowl an outswing or I can't remember or in swing I wanted to.
Mhm.
But I remember he owed me for 2 ducks in that game. And I guess leading up to it and stuff, hearing about him doing well, I was a little, a little nervous, and he got me out twice. So I guess that's something I could share.
Okay.
But fearing in terms of pace, as a little man, Rod Bernardine was quite fast.
Yeah. It might not necessarily have to be pace because I'm pretty sure. And when you said Lodge, I'm pretty sure the fellow Lodge boys, Dwayne and Hassani, I'm pretty sure they figured you were gonna say Diego.
Well, Stuart.
Yeah. Because I remember when we played a foundation.
The semi-final.
Yes.
Big crowd. Everybody
Yeah,
wants to
big
see.
crowd.
Everybody wants to see Kraigg, boy.
Everyone came out. And
So you stack them up.
Diego got your wicket pretty early. So when
First over he did. First over he did.
Correct.
Yeah,
Gully.
So when
Stuart, I remember because Stuart owed me in another game, I think at YNPC.
At YNPC, correct.
Yeah.
So Stuart is probably another one that, not
them is the only 2 games that I ever see you feel in school cricket personally. Yeah, them 2 games, boy.
That's
them
true.
is the only 2 games because everybody, the hype is always be there. Kraigg, we got Kraigg, and to be honest, it's like you don't know how to plan. You don't know how to plan for Kraigg because your mental fortitude different. And you know what they get under your skin. So them is the only 2 games, boy. Them is the only 2 games.
Yeah, it's true. I remember that games for true, boy. I remember that games. That was good games too. Lost probably won though.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah. Sure. We went on to an games.
Yeah, that's good.
Hey, good night, bro. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, man. Thanks, man.
Been fortunate enough to out you a couple times locally with the booster, I remember it was a game we played. I think it was about 8 years ago. I think the Wanderers was in our division. I can't remember if y'all got promoted that season or the next season, but it was early in your innings. I went to skip. I think you turn a couple to short flying leg. Just a skip. Just try a short flying leg,
Right.
Couple balls later, you turn it. Tariq took a brilliant catch.
Yeah,
then he hit the ground. And when he hit the ground, the ball came out. The next time we got Kraigg, he was 106. Right? It was pure pain. We still came from behind and won the game, right? But that's not here. That's neither here nor there. I just want to know where the appetite came from for batting for such long periods.
Yeah.
Where the appetite came
from. To be honest, like when I was in primary school and even from like first farm to second farm, playing second division. Like I used to score fast. I remember a game, but I used to hit a lot of balls 3 legs. Like to be honest, I used to tug a lot of balls. But I remember again against St. George, we bought them out cheaply, like for like 10 or something, and then we went back and made 120 something runs quickly in the same day, and then we declared and beat them. I remember I made like 100. I made 100 and Darsh was like 10 not out. So, like, from primary school to then, like, I would say, like, I used to be quite aggressive, predominantly 3 leg side. And then there was a game we played against, can't remember the team now, but in the intermediate game, they had 7 guys. And so I had a body even because they batted first. We bought them out. We had a bat. And I got out. I played a pull shot. About shortish ball and got caught. And the next week, 2 guys made 180 and 170 apiece. Like they batted for the whole day. So watching this, I tell myself this can't happen again, man. I can't be looking to play all these shots all the time and thinking this was in third form. And so from there in the week, I just decided because I never had the shots. I knew I didn't have the cover drive. Like Roston was a guy that used to play a nice drive, Dorich was pretty much the same, and I know I didn't have the shots like these guys. So I don't know exactly how it would have come, but I just knew myself. I guess knew my strengths, and from there decided that I'm not giving my hand anymore. So I worked extremely hard in the next that week. The week after, it was 2 weeks, and then from there it was history. Because the next game, I think we played Ellerslie in the same intermediate against like Raymond and Cheese and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think I made a double. And yeah, from there, I mean, that's really hit home that I can't be giving away my hand.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess playing 3-day cricket intermediate from there, I just got it. I guess in terms of my limitations, that's what made me, probably not let to play too much shot because I know I didn't have them, right?
Interesting.
Secondly, when we hear Kraigg Brathwaite, we mostly think about batting for long periods, but obviously there's preparation behind the scenes that will lead you to do this at a consistent basis for a long period of time. So is Kraigg Brathwaite a fitness junkie? Kraigg Brathwaite on a meal plan? Give us an insight to that part of Kraigg Brathwaite.
I'm not on a meal plan. I'm not like right now I have a good program in terms of my gym, and it was always like a good run and stuff. So running was always my strength. Obviously, like gym wise, I wasn't consistently doing gym like let me say 3 years and even before. But now I have a much more consistent program. Not heavy weights, but especially playing a lot of cricket now. So just maintaining that program every week, make sure I'm topping up. But running, it was always like fit. I would always make sure like even from first form, I always used to want to be at the front, finish first. When we do 2 laps, if you go out do circuits around the school, I always was motivated to finish first. That's one thing I would say. But I was an athlete as well. I used to run for Commonwealth, so that probably helped a lot. But no, I like to stress more on the gym. I'm still running because I think the strength, especially playing test cricket, is a mental grind. But and then you need strength in your legs and your core. So my in terms of meals, not the greatest. Like I won't say I eat the greatest and these veg. I eat veg, but I still I tend to eat fries and stuff.
A cheeseburger here and there.
Well, I don't like burgers, but like chicken for sure, and
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And French fat, every now and then. I won't say I perfect with that. You got some guys that legit real good. I not the best at that.
Okay.
Right now.
Yeah, good night, Craig.
Yeah, good night. Man.
I hear Nero talking about getting out early, and then the guy fell at the ball, dropped what he had, and thing. And next thing, it was 196.
Right.
Like, explain your level of concentration. Like, right here saying, no, and the vein just below the curtain, and they look around to see what's going on. Hold. Like, you don't ever wonder. Let me say, like, all right, 5 minutes at lunch. Like, you might just ever wander off it. When the guy's got to be mad, or you just be zoning right through.
Well, there's many times I like lost concentration. I mean, to be fair, I played about 68 tests, got 900s and some 50. So I mean, that's 100 and plus innings. So it would have failed in majority. So to sit down here and say, well, I don't lose focus. I lose focus a lot of times. I mean, even in the last game there when I got out, that was obviously a poor shot from my part. So I think the key, like, when you're in that zone and everything flowing, and like, especially if you get a start, and obviously you'll see how the pitch playing and stuff. It's just it's tough, man. Because sometimes you get never say get distracted, like if I'm saying walk across or whatever, but you premeditate. You do all those sort of stuff happens. And the last time. The more least times I like premeditate, for example, and another thing that could come in as a batsman is like doubt, and doubt could come in from anything. Like last game, doubt came in from a wicket, no falling, so when slick dope could come into your game, that's when you're thinking about playing a shot, and then you don't worry, and then you're in between months, you're out. So things like that have happened, but it's always key every ball to tell myself, well, focus on the ball, and if you're committing to a shot, you're fully committing. And I found the more consistent I do that throughout my innings, that's when I bat for longer. The times I slip up, and in between with the doubt and stuff, that's when I get out. But I mean, it's just experience in terms of batting long. But as I said, I from young, I didn't thought I had all the shots, so I knew what I had to do to spend time, and that has just come through my career. That has just flown through my career, to be honest.
Yes,
And in terms of no full-time test captain, you was vice captain for a number of years and stuff. You got the one-off time where just what tour he would be injured at for whatever reason he went up here. So you would just do like a 2 or 3 match series or whatever. No, every series you play on the Blaze, so you gotta go flip the toss if you're playing at home or whatever the case may be. Is your preparation different, being that you're a full-time captain now rather than the one-off series, or is the preparation the same?
But obviously it'd be different because obviously you're captain in every game now, and before you weren't captain. So in terms of like preparation for batting, it won't change. It's pretty much the same. But in terms of a mindset, you gotta be studying. Whether it's they're not necessarily toss, but obviously toss is one. But obviously as a captain, you think about the toss is one, and then things that may happen in the game. So from that point of view, you can be thinking about different stuff other than batting. But the general preparation for me, to be honest, wouldn't change. Other than a mindset towards different things.
Yes, Craigie. Following that, I see you got a tough mindset. You get the call to Bangladesh that Jason going, so you was the filling captain. Like at that time, you was going through a patch where there wasn't no runs. There was pressure from not only the fans, but you had pressure probably around from yourself to being the caliber players. What Kraigg did to get through that period of time to come out so up top, not only by getting a score in the Bangladesh series, but by winning the series and regaining a little confidence in West Indies fans?
I consider myself a fighter, and things, especially Test cricket, is not easy. It's not easy game. I mean, even 4-day cricket. So like just some insight. Like last time we went, I did just this basic insight for your question. Basically, last time we went to Bangladesh, it was a tough tour. We lost and I didn't get any runs. So basically for me, I tell myself, well, look, I can change that. I can turn that around. That was my mindset. So I went with that mindset. And, obviously put golf first. You prepare well. But my mindset was, this can't happen in the game. I can change it. And that's just a mindset. You know what I mean? A mindset is a simple thing, but
it's very powerful. It's very powerful. It's true. Mindset is very powerful. And like knowing Kraigg, understand from playing not only school cricket but local cricket. Kraigg is a more laid back. You can show Kraigg. Kraigg is a man. You can see it humble. Like I see it in Test cricket now with the captaincy. You make some bold changes, some very bold. Like I don't know. Is this is a gut feeling or this come with just experience or over time you just decide what?
Yeah.
Ain't nothing to lose. I can back myself because in the same Bangladesh series, you bring in yourself and you get rid of Tamim.
Yeah.
People was like, what going on here? Kraigg, how Kraigg tackle the ball? How Kraigg tackle this ball? Like,
Right.
so it's saying some bold move. Like, this is a change. This coming with the time in the test arena, or this is something that you are accustomed to by taking risks in cricket.
Well, I won't say it's something accustomed to, right? But I would say it's experience. Right now, obviously at a stage where I play a number of test games and first class games. I was in a lot of situations, as a young captain, I came in, I obviously even though he was still making mistakes, made a lot of mistakes. I see a lot of situations in games. I see a lot of captains do a lot of different things. So I think the stage I at now it was just different to back then. And I think the experiences I have experienced, just it just helped. It's probably not easy to explain, but the experiences just help. And captaining is, people will say this or that, right? But if you put a mid off on a cover, right, and a man ball, the ball don't leg, and it go don't leg, so a man gonna say, well, he's a poor captain, or that's a poor field.
I know how you feel, boy.
Right?
Me and you got this discussion on Saturdays. I know how you feel, boy.
I would just say is the experiences, man. In terms of and captaining is obviously is an instinctive thing, and I just learn different things, and you gotta trust your instinct. That's one thing. That's one thing.
I got one more question here for you, Kraigg. In your test career, who would be the test team that you would say you prefer to play against? That when you play against, you can get a tap or you can get a score, even if it's not a century. And who's the test team that you fear playing against? Not fear, or don't let me say fear as in you're frightened, but who's the team that you least look forward to playing against? Then?
Right. Well, I won't say there's any team that I least look forward to playing against, right? But what I could say is that in every game I played against Australia, and we never beat Australia. So that would basically answer your question. But we draw a game, but we drew a game. They ran the fall, I think. You know what I mean? So that didn't even feel like a draw, really. Ran, but
God hand in there, man.
So yeah, Australia, we never beat Australia. So
Australia. And who's the team that Kraigg will say? Well, we got Sri Lanka, we got England. That are I know I can get a score. This is a team that I like. Or a team that my stats good against.
Man, I don't look at it.
Oh, you don't get off line. Fair enough.
I don't.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think. But there's like the series I enjoy playing in terms of the Barmy Army when they come down, to the Caribbean. The atmosphere is always different. So England series is like be the most enjoyable in terms of the atmosphere. And England obviously is superb with the fans and stuff. India is nice, but India, obviously the fans is more fanatics, rather than England. It's more chill and so I would say England enjoy those series.
Okay. Hey, Kraigg, good evening, man.
Yeah.
I diverted from the cricket. I diverted from that. That's that. We getting into the hobbies. We diving into horse racing and the nickname ball.
Right.
So you can tell me how you nickname, and then you can answer questions about the horse racing aspect.
But funny enough, we're talking about a large man that's who give me name. Shamar Brooks is who give me the name Bobo. I remember when I first made the Barbados team, I had like a chain, but not a chain, but it was like more like a cotton, well not cotton, but you know what I mean. And it had a cross, but it was brown. Yeah, so right, Shamar just asked. We had a beach session at the end, and he just asked if we from the Bobo Shanties. And
Brooks was saying the way that you'd be laughing.
For sure. Oh, you man laughing. So from there, the man just call me Bobo. Know that name? Just stay away.
It's quite, when the horse racing, when I see the Kraigg horse. Like, how that came about one. I got 5 horse racing questions because it just
But you
fascinated
can
that
no
you have
talk,
a
man.
huh?
You can talk horses for one night, man. One day.
Right. Like how that passion came about. Because for labor times like I like horse. Cause you own horses, you have won. That was the what's derby it was that you won.
That
You
was
have a
last year.
winner,
Yeah.
and then talk us through that. And then like my biggest thing, how winners come up with the names. Like there's be a hat, like names is going hats, like names is going hats. The name horses, like how. So you could talk me through that journey.
All right. As a when I was in I would say primary school. But my family had horses when I was younger. But that was probably when I was like 2, 3 years old. They were into horses. Not that I can remember that time. But when I was in primary school, like every Saturday, 'cause my father loves horses. So I used to go to horse racing every Saturday. And
Randy and cricket.
no, by that time I was
It
in
was in the
primary school.
cricket.
Yeah,
Oh
so
yeah.
they had a cricket. So I used to be there every Saturday, and that's how it came. I love horse racing. I wanted to be a jockey, to be honest. I wanted to be a jockey. But then I went to Cormier, and then second division with a start on Saturdays. So horse racing was out through the window for that period. I was at Cormier. Like, I probably never went till probably I was in sixth form, and then someone approached my father like if he'll be interested. 'Cause I used to go on like peep at it, but not like going. It wasn't into it like serious. Like no, he asked my father if he'll be interested in getting a horse, and obviously my father loved horses, so he asked me and stuff, and from there it was history. But I always had a love for me through my father carrying me to races every Saturday, and horses is just something amazing, to be honest. Because there's a lot to it, in terms of breeding and bloodlines and stuff. It's a very interesting sport. And in terms of naming, naming is up to the owner. So like you could name your horse Hassani. You can name a horse anything. like like me, my first horse, well, her name was Vencedor, but that was like she had like some issues when she first came, and she overcome it and she didn't die. So that was basically a Spanish word for like overcomer. So I came up with that. Then my next horse was Sharjah. So I said I would name him after I had a record in Sharjah against Pakistan. Not getting out to the innings. But then from there, I tell myself, well, I done with cricket names because he got like he had a slight injury and stuff, and it didn't work out the best. So then from there, just like working with like horse names and stuff. But it's up to the owner. The owner will decide. Unless you buy a horse from America that already named, you would just buy it and bring it to Barbados. The owner gets to decide the name and stuff.
Fair enough.
Yeah, correct. And also, well, last couple, but in terms of that, like you probably want the youngest. Cause obviously you own them now. Persons know you own.
Right.
You probably in the span that you would have, well, actually own to winning. Like to me, I don't watch it. You just follow the news. You just follow the little things, and you see the owners, the standard, the Les Deans, the David Seals. But then the Derby came, and then your name was on it as the owner. So like. To me, in my recollection, you're probably one of the youngest owners that actually have a win. A win. In my opinion, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but from seeing it, the traditional journey was there, and that's a lot for a young person like yourself to own a horse. And actually, man, how was that feeling for you? Like the race start, the horse getting wrong, like how the emotions was, and then we see the horse coming down the back stretch. How you felt, the emotions in that.
Well, I won't say I'm the youngest to win a race. I probably maybe the youngest because he won the Derby. Obviously, Derby is you will know Derby is a big race, classic race for like the 3-year-olds. So obviously like I super privileged and blessed to win that race. In terms of the journey from because I started being 20, my first horse was like 2014, 2015. You know, I had had a tough time. Obviously, they're animals, so you know, it's not to say that the potential could injure themselves. And you know, the first few hours I had it, you know, I didn't have the best of lucks. You know, to be honest, and even War Eagle, the horse that won the Derby, he was out from racing for like a year and a half. He had an injury, so the sport is tough. You know, it's a tough sport. But I enjoy it. You know, I do it for the love of it. If they could take care of themselves in terms of like on the track and in terms of funds and stuff, like that would make me happy. That would make me happy. But watching a horse race is the worst thing. Like that's the worst thing for me. Like, I don't enjoy it. Like I enjoy the build up, the race coming up, bam bam. But many horses loading to go in the gates, like it's one thing that I have no control over, and it's pain to watch. Like the Derby was tough to watch because he was kind of far from the front. Horse up front was going. It was just tough, and then
Just
him
so
winning that.
As the owner, Craig, he's the captain of the cricket team. So
Right.
you instruct the jockey well. I expect you to or up to the jockey.
Nah, it'll be up to the jockey. Like the trainer will obviously like give his thoughts to the jockey.
Mhm.
But like me as the owner, I don't get involved and tell jockey like this or that.
Okay, fair enough.
Jockey will do his thing. But winning that race was like how the same feelings like of a
100.
test 100. Yeah.
Whoa.
That was a serious feeling.
Whoa.
But double the belly hurt and the butterfly, double
Correct.
the emotion, double because you can't control it.
Nah, I don't enjoy watching the race. That's the hardest thing in the world to do. That's true.
Whoa.
Tough.
So how many horses you have now in the stable altogether?
Well, I have 3 mares like that I breeding, and then I have right now I have three race horses at the track. So the one that won Derby, and then one that I bred. She hasn't races yet, and then another one who obviously races on bred now. So he hasn't run us yet for this year.
Okay. New race.
And see if I mentioned bowling the other day. I know as a former opening batsman and bowler, people tend to get quite disrespectful to off breaks. How do you feel about your bowling?
To your off breaks.
You off
Yeah,
break.
to off breaks. How do you feel about your bowling, Craig? Where do you rate your bowling? I know it. Come on, tell me about it.
Man, well, Nero, I think you have a quality off break. You know,
Craig gonna do that.
a quality off break.
No,
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate
Right? Like I enjoy bowling. You know, I always enjoy bowling, and I always believe, you know, I could get a wicket. You know, and guys, like a lot of guys that don't rate my bowling, you see. So guys just want to beat my bowling. So like,
it. I know you feeling.
yeah, so I just be confident.
I'd be of that opinion, Craig. I'd be of that opinion. Like, if me and Nero talk a lot of cricket. So I would say, man, Nero, I don't feel Craig should be bowling the 4 for. I am and so if me and Hannah they come in, I feel you come in, you're gonna sit there, you're gonna face it, man. No, I you know how cricketers go.
Yeah,
Man can tell you what they gotta tell you eventually.
yeah,
So yeah,
sure.
I with you, like men just want to beat your bowling, especially when you so. But as you say, you rate your bowling, so
yeah, I rate not to get flavors and spin the ball
To do a job.
to do a job. I believe I could do a job.
And secondly, more important, we got some young people watching. What does club cricket mean to you and being a club person? Because I find some youngsters coming out to the secondary school system, just find it hard to adjust coming into club life, especially if being a good structure with the older players there. Like, how important is club cricket and being a club man?
Well, I mean, everybody got different experiences, but my experience, I remember when it was dropped from the West Indies team. You know, we were in first division, so like I could have, you know, obviously left and go to the next club because we ain't playing elite. But you know, I would say Love Wonders, and you know, I remember that season I played and did well, and from there, like, and from there, went HPC, and then it was just up from there. Like club cricket is very crucial because, as you know, obviously they got youngsters that can come to the club. So obviously, like me in my position, or Nero, obviously, or Fed, whoever in any position, any youngsters coming through clubs, just being there alone and learning advice, from the experience, that you all will have from playing over a number of years and playing the sport cricket. That's crucial. I think that's crucial for any club. And for me, obviously, like Wonders is close to my heart because Wonders is who made me from a little man, 11 years old. We had 2 tours to England. Like Wonders is who made me into what I am. Obviously, other things too, but Wonders is very, very important in my development. So for me, I always make sure I did and I give him back. And just me being there may give back. For my watching me in the nets, may learn something, and me and the guys obviously get along well, and we will always have discussions, and I just want to continue to be there. I think is very club cricket is what made me. I had to score runs for the youth team to get in the Barbados team. So it's everything to me.
Sometimes you wish that you won't take it so serious, man. Because let me play Wonders. Kraigg over. Let me go check the schedule for when we see this game done. I say, if it happening, if you go through there with no tour, you go plan for Kraigg. You go plan for Kraigg. Yeah, Kraigg. And I mean,
Kraigg 100.
Yeah, what is respect to Kraigg is that when you come back to that level, like. I mean, you just stamp your dominance, brother. Like you don't know. I ask myself when I play personally. I ask myself personally, Cash Kraigg gotta be so good because I be playing and I be like, how I can get out this man? How we can get here? Where we gonna board? So I feel it on the arm. I'm telling me on the arm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's good that you still hold out there, but I mean, sometimes as a local team boy, I wish you would take the rest, man.
You say that right, but sometimes in the club games you're more nervous than playing a test game.
Because of the fans.
Whoa.
Well, fans probably a little bit, but not really the fans. It's just like
The team.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be different, man. It's hard to explain, but sometimes back on the early in the T20 game, but I hit behind on the early though. I used to be dead nervous, like just there saying don't, and this time I sound like way freaking nervous, but you know what I mean, like.
Kraigg, I would piggyback off of that too. I'm sure you got local bowlers. You West Indies test got him playing today. You got some young bowlers that can be. Yeah. So I guess that would play to your nerves as well. Cause the man said, "You ever get Kraigg? I got Kraigg, my I got Kraigg, my pocket here, man.
True.
You could that body could bowl one for 100, but that one is Kraigg.
Jabbar Nero.
But that's part of how whoever bowler what could get better. I ain't saying that any boy could out me, to be honest. Like I ain't saying that no boy can out me. Any boy could out me. But that's how players will get better. If players facing whichever bowler or whichever batsman, that's part of the process too. Guys that practice, trying to out me and all that's part of the process of helping guys to improve. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Kraigg, you might say strong. I remember playing. Sorry, I might be saying, but I remember playing to is like sledging don't get to you, brother. Like you's a man. I remember you came back from the Australia tour thing. You was playing. I'm more sure it was a 1 day game, and I mentioned something about I think Nero who was bowling as usual, and I mentioned something about Lion. And all you do is smirk, brother. I was like,
but listen,
I know what's going on. You're a boy, I give up. I say, boy. I just say he's bowling. I don't know, like that's saying that's respect, man.
You thought a lion was bowling, but really it was a kitty cat, Jess. It was a kitten.
You better respect you bowling Nero, boy.
Nah, man. I know you don't respect Nero bowling, but sometimes Nero just bowl beer according to me.
Most of the time, to be honest, that I've seen, and that's just maybe really. I watched Nero for near 2 decades now. I was watching Nero, long time, but he still continues to pick up wickets here and there. But I still continue to support my friend whenever I can.
Yeah,
Um,
makes sense, man.
Craig, I want to ask. Recently, not recently, I should say, over the past couple of years, we've seen some glimpses of the West Indies cricket. Probably trying to tread up, and then, but we still kind of remain stagnant. But what with the bunch of players that we have now, the pool of players that we currently we have,
Yeah.
a lot of people are feeling a sense of hope, and that West Indies cricket is on the way forward, is on the way
Yeah.
up, I should say.
Mm.
From someone who, obviously, you're the test captain, someone who has been around the West Indies cricket for a number of years.
Yeah.
What is your feeling on? What is your feeling on this? So where do you see, West Indies cricket going in the next couple of years?
Um. All right. Obviously, beginning of this year, Bangladesh, was great. We won. Obviously, everybody will say this and say that. Sri Lanka, unfortunately, we didn't win. We got a draw. Still a decent result.
Yeah.
Because it's not a loss, so that was still a decent result.
Mm-hmm.
I think the future is bright,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
I
agree.
think the key for us, right, is just consistently having the right attitude and the right mindset,
Mm-hmm.
towards both preparation and towards each session and each day and each test match. Like it's, preparation is the key, right? And once we continue to have the right mindset in practice sessions, right, and that is from if Fed going and face whichever ball is in the nets, right, and you tell yourself, well, look, I know what I want to do on this pitch. I look at it just so I know how I can play. I know what shots I don't want to play. And you go in the nets and you work towards doing that. Yeah, you may get out, and you may go in the match and get out. But once you continue to have that type of mindset in preparation, like from doing feeling, if you tell yourself you want 10 catches, and you're doing it with a mindset where like you're taking 10 catches in the game. I think once we continue, which we have been, in terms of having that mindset, that tough mindset in training, that will go forward into the games. And the results will take care of themselves. I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, yeah, we're gonna do this and do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think as a team, once we go forward with that discipline, and as batters, we had a good year. This year so far in terms of the innings, the amount of overs we batted. So that's good. That goes to show that we could do it. You know. So and you get different challenges from different teams. So once we continue to go for we got the belief now we could do it. We create the right mindset at practice, training, and we move forward. I think the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. We just gotta, test cricket is a grind. It's not easy. So your mind gotta be strong.
Yeah, I
And
can
I
imagine.
think I think we're in the right place. We're in the right place, and we just gotta be tough.
Yeah,
For the
definitely seems that the guys are in the right place at this point in time, and
yeah,
you see yourself getting back some scores, and that's gonna add some confidence to yourself. You
yeah,
see, Jason, like I was telling the guys on the show previously, Jason looks like whenever Jason goes to bat, he looks like he's gonna
right,
score. I don't know how to talk about him with the ball. We
right.
see him chirping in the field. He looks energetic. We have, we got Kimar Roach. We seeing Jimbo
Yeah,
coming in with some runs.
yeah,
Azari also coming in with some runs, although he may not be having the best time with the ball. So
yeah,
I just say it's definitely a good time for the West Indies. And when you think of Kraigg Brathwaite, you think cricket, you think the longer format. But
mhm,
there have also been talks. Kraigg Brathwaite we should trade Kraigg
Yeah.
Brathwaite to be a familiar face in
In one day
the
cricket.
1 day format. So
You're a superstar, boy.
yeah, I want to know from your perspective, would you like to be a constant fixture in the 1 day format?
of course, You know,
Okay.
of course.
Okay.
Obviously, the last three 50 over tournaments we had, regional tournaments. You know, I wasn't able to play,
Mhm.
and so obviously, you know, it's that obviously my chance to try, you know, to do well, you know, to put my name out there. So yeah, I mean, for me, is a goal to get back in the one day team, but obviously, you know, to get there, you know, obviously we got to score runs in the tournaments, which I look forward to doing, even in T20. But you know, obviously, I would need the chance to play the original 50 over. Once selected, you
Yeah.
know, let me put it out there. Once selected to you know, for the chance to perform, you know,
Yeah.
and I would love to, you know, I would love to play one day cricket again, to be honest.
Okay.
It's good.
Walk,
You
walk.
ready to play some T20 as well?
Yeah, of course.
Glenn
Oh,
That's
Maxwell
what
T20
plays
as
it.
I
well.
do for.
Glenn
Yeah,
Maxwell.
yeah.
Glenn Maxwell.
Okay. I would have guessed the T20.
Craig, one last question for me, and it's hard. I guarantee hard. Right? I like when
Yeah.
they all be here. Harsh racing, you know, on the lakes, this is fantastic. And we had one event, obviously due to COVID and stuff. You're looking forward to entering the horse in the Gold Cup. So our angel potentially could be entered in the Gold Cup. Just trying to gauge the interest so I can know for betting purposes, obviously,
War
how to
Eagle.
keep it.
Well, what you go?
Huh?
War
War
Eagle.
Eagle.
War
Eagle.
Eagle.
Or
Eagle.
angle in right. I just want to know how to put the bet. I just want to know how to cast the bet for your race. That's all.
Right. Well, nah, he won't be going in the Gold Cup, you know, like this year, or you know, if he continues to do well and stuff, well, you never know. But like not the Gold Cup. He would just be
Not
going
the
in like
race, you know, the different races on the day.
right. Yeah, well, I would say don't know when
Mm-hmm.
Gold Cup day would be, but he was obviously supposed to go in Tanglewood, which is a 10
Mm-hmm.
furlong race. One of the feature races, Gold Cup day.
Correct.
He was planned to go in that. So you know, once everything goes well, and then you get a Gold Cup there, well, you know, obviously he will go in that race, but obviously we gotta wait and see when races start back. You know,
But and
then
on the lights, you looking forward to on the lights? You racing on the lights?
it to be honest, it don't matter. You know, once the horses get to race, it could be on the lights, because fans may not. Well, I don't know, but it don't matter for me, to be honest. Once I can see my horse out there running, that will make me happy.
Yeah. Okay, honor the lights or honor anything.
Anything make me happy. Like truth.
Okay.
I got a
Well,
couple here for
really,
you, Craig.
Yeah.
Yeah. You talk about naming a harsh charge and stuff, right? So what you tell me, I think you carry the bat in both innings in that match.
Yeah.
And then in England, when we beat England, made a messy 100 by 5 minutes. 1 minute, let me do something. I don't know anything work, brother. I enjoy it, work. And then listen, this same time I put on my left indicator. I string this in my phone, get right late, and that's a true story. With them, I said, but I caught it no last one, so I knew I couldn't get the airport. Cause I think it was at the airport. I couldn't get the airport. We got 5 minutes to get. Then we always start about driving. But anyhow, which one of those innings or which one of those matches, sorry, you
Um.
prefer? The England or the Sharjah where you carried up in both innings?
Um. Well. The England one was magnificent. I mean, Sharjah was magnificent, but like that series, we got beaten. The series was 2-0 already. You know, so like beating England in England, we didn't do that like for a number of years. So like that feat was phenomenal. So like the experience there was totally different to, you know, that win in Sharjah. You know, it was tough. So I would say the England one was both were satisfying. So you can't say more than the next, but the win itself as a team, you know, the win in England was very, very pleasing.
Right.
Yeah, that was pleasing.
And then my final one is, what's your test cap number? Who gave you the cap?
Um,
And tell me about the feeling of receiving this cap.
well, 290. Um, 290
And
is my number.
you were 19? You were 19 or 18?
And I was 18. I was 18. Um, so
Wow.
Richardson gave me my hat, and like that game, it was just pure nerves. You know, it was just pure nerves. Like I played every ball, and I left a ball. That game it was nervous through the whole game. Then my father came down. He obviously, because I found out the day before, so because I wasn't expecting to play, and then obviously I was in the team. He flew down, and it was amazing. Like, I would have never thought I would have played for West Indies, and so that was an amazing feeling. And then, but the game itself, when they batted and stuff, I just play a shot at every ball. Like, it's just pure nerves. That whole game, just pure nerves. That's the truth.
Okay, we have
any comments, Mr.
we have
Mr. Calmeers.
Big one.
A big one.
Mirrors a top man. Mirrors a top man. Big one still. Superstar.
We have a couple of questions here from the fans, Kraigg. The first one here, someone asked, how are you coping with these 4 consecutive bubbles?
Well, right now I'm not in a bubble actually. Not that you're out and everywhere, but obviously, like, right now in England is a little different. But still, you still got different protocols to follow. It's tough. Like, being in a bubble is, it's tough. It's hard to explain. Like, being in quarantine that you can't leave is, it's tough. But the key is obviously finding things to do. And I'm a guy that like I love my iPad, so be on YouTube a lot. So that would help pass time. But yeah, the bubbles are quite tough. Unfortunately here, as I said, it's not really a bubble to a certain extent. So at least it wasn't back to back direct 3 bubbles, but the 2 bubbles, Bangladesh, that was tough. Antigua was better because we were a resort on a beach, so it was better that you could go on the beach, you could play lawn tennis, you could play volleyball. You had few places like restaurant. So yeah, it was a lot better than Bangladesh, where it was just in a hotel, going in the elevator down for food, back up into your room.
Whoa.
No balconies. Like, Bangladesh was a tough bubble.
You don't play PS4 neither.
Nice, huh?
You're not gamer neither. Carl say you don't roll without PS4.
The thing is, I got PS4, but I don't ever play. Like, I got my PS4 right there, set up pretty. So I don't play it. I don't really play. I don't got the patience, Like, it's only batting. So, like,
definitely gotta put that up. Yeah. Not. You can control that. The game you can actually control. You can actually control it. What you put in is where you get out. That's how you can actually.
Right. True. But I just to go and set it up, to press play and all that. I don't feel to do that when I do.
Yeah. And the final question I have for you before we let you go, Kraigg. Someone asked, who was the funniest guy you've played with? Funniest guy you've ever played cricket with?
All right. All right. There's two, right? There's 2 guys that, like, but just the things them say is crack me up plenty. Like John Carter and Shamar Brooks. Like, sometimes the things John always say, right? It just made me laugh. So it's like John for sure. John and Shamar would say they're 2 funniest for sure.
Okay. 2 funniest.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if there are no more questions for the guys,
Carl just gave you a bit of pressure in the comics.
Yeah. Yes, I know Nero will finish off.
Before we go, Skip, just want to wish you all the best tomorrow in the game.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All the best
tomorrow. All the best, Kraigg.
Yeah, thanks.
For sure.
Man.
Who would you like to see on Bench Talk next? But before you answer that, you have to plug a single person.
It gotta be what a Barbados cricketer or
Anybody?
Nah, anybody.
but a cricketer though.
Yeah.
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 Or closely affiliated with cricket.
Yeah.
Let me see.
That's what Jeopardy theme song there. That was-
Who's a youngster? Yeah, Tevin Walker. Yeah, that's what I want to
Okay.
see. A
Okay.
young, aspiring wicketkeeper batsman. They want to see Tevin Walker.
Okay.
Yeah, let's plug it in.
Just plug me in. Just plug me in.
I think he should be on his way to England.
Yeah, he in England. He in England no.
Yeah.
Yeah, just plug me in. Just plug
Plug
me
it
in.
in.
That
Oh,
easy.
you go. Just let that connect.
That easy. No problem.
Well, sorry, I didn't know you were saying something else. Just
But no, if you finish up with that, I'm gonna say thanks for having me.
Mhm.
I just want to let you guys know in terms of this program, just think positive towards it. I think the guys doing a good thing, in terms of having young, cricketers, on pushing, positive things. I think that's a good thing. Obviously, that's what we need, in this society. So I just want to urge you guys to continue. I think big because you never know. You could go a TV show in 10 years or 5 years. You just
It's
never
true.
know. So
It's true, boy.
once you keep at it, the sky's the limit. That's the truth.
Thanks a lot, Craig.
That seems like
A lot,
Ever
man,
got
Craigie.
I got a message from a
No.
couple people that are big fans of you fellas and massive it, but then they know Craig they ain't the horses, so they learn something new today.
Right. You see, that's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Yes.
like purpose is show, like purpose.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, man.
But Craig, we really would like to thank you for taking the time to join us tonight. We really appreciated the chat. I know that the guys definitely enjoyed it, and as Asani just alluded to, there are definitely some viewers out there who would have learned a thing or two today about you. So like I said, thank you very much, and I just want to wish you all the best in your state right now in England, and all the best going forward in your career as captain of the West Indies Test team.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no problem. Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
and once again, I want to thank everyone for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe when you're watching the video after you watch the video. Thanks again, everyone.
All right.